Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of Infinitode 2. So today guys, I'm gonna share with you something that I've discovered very recently, just yesterday, as I was doing some additional tests. And I'm gonna share with you now something that is gonna increase the amount of loot you can earn from cast maps, from any levels, other than 6.3. So the only level in which this strategy, so this way of playing, will not help you is on 6.3. And now what I'm talking about is double time. It's something that's been around for a very long time. Now what really struck me is that as a player who has played the game a lot, who has tested a lot of things, I've never actually thought about using double time to gain more loot. And this is my mistake. Like, also I've never seen any player, or at least on Discord, not that I'm aware of, but I never seen someone commenting or using this strategy to earn more loot. Like, you have seen many players using this for leaderboards, you have seen them to use, like, to have more double mining time, to have more, you know, to just have other stats. But you haven't really, at least I haven't really heard players talking about using double time to earn more loot. And now why am I talking about double time and loot? Because of the fact that if you just call the next wave early, right, all these seconds that you call the next wave early, these are counted as double time. Now if you just read the description of double time, it says time saved by early wave calls, doubles passive coin generation and passive experience generation of the towers. This is a passive experience generation. And also increases drop rate of loot by 25% while active. Now this last sentence, this last part, is what I've always missed. Or like, I've never really thought about using it to my advantage, using it and exploiting it to get more loot. Now the cool thing is that even if you have loot frequency maxed out, you can still get the benefits of this extra 25%. And I'm gonna try to show you practically what I mean by this. Now remember, the double time is also gonna double the speed of your miners. So again, here if I call another wave, you can see here that because I had 44 seconds in that case for that other wave, those 44 seconds were added to the time of the miner, and therefore that means that the miner now is doubling at double speed. It's very useful. Another thing is that also cores, because they also generate passive experience, also cores receive a bonus, receive double experience generation. Now remember, this is double, right? Double coin generation and double passive experience generation. And now what I'm going to show you is going to be a cast map. And remember, the only way in which this trick works is that if you have active. Now again, you don't need to have like tons of time or to have many minutes saved. You just need to have it active, and that's gonna be enough to trigger the extra 25% drop rate of loot, and that's it. That's all you want. So again, I'm gonna show you here going at very slow speed. What I mean by this: calling the next wave early. See here, 45 seconds saved. I'm gonna get my basic. Actually, here it's even better to show you before what happens if you don't do anything. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I did on the video of yesterday. So that's what I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna just let the timer run out, entirely run out, just until 0, and then spawn in the next wave. And then I'm gonna show you what happens if you use this other strategy. Alright, I'm gonna do everything as I did yesterday. So yeah, the thinking about letting the timer run out is as follows. So because loot becomes more rare over time, right? In letting the timer run out, you're actually allowing loot to become more rare. And in making it to become more rare, then you're minimizing the amount of bad loot that you obtain, right? And so once the loot becomes only legendary, you can just click auto wave, right? Instant auto wave, and so you can collect all the loot that you have been storing at once, and you can have it to all legendary, right? So you're maximizing the amount of good loot that you obtain. So that's the rationale, like that's the thinking behind just let the timer run out. So that's why like I've never really considered like using double time. I never actually considered it, because I said, okay, let's just make the timer to run out to make the loot to become as rare, and then at 6 minutes, that's when you wanna go here for Insta wave call, and you can see that waves become only legendary. So they become only legendary around like wave 10, as you could see, and 6 minutes of in-game time, and right before you go to the boss, where you start using abilities and so forth. So what I really wanted to show you is that, see that loot became only legendary at wave 10, but because I let the timer run out, I got there in 6 minutes. So I got there pretty slowly. And here we go. This is just the point at which you start farming up, right? You place everything, you get the core, and boom, that's it. You can see that I already wave 26, 7 minutes and 20, and I still need to get in the core the bonus power per level after level 10. Very simply because of the fact that all the early waves I didn't got the double passive generation, so my core is pretty behind. Now what happens is that if, rather than doing this, you do as follows. So you just get your basic, not upgraded, level 5, you spawn the wave, you place your miners, right, you level them up, and then you call the next wave early. So you have double time active now. So you're generating more coins passively, you are already giving double time to your miners, and yeah, you're doing all of this at once. So you're also generating more passive experience with the core. Again, I'm gonna just do like 3 seconds, then calling the next wave, just to have, again, just to keep it active. You just want to keep it active. It doesn't really matter how many seconds you have, as long as you keep it active, and that's fine. All right, here we go. Just like that. Okay, going for the core. And again, I'm going slow on purpose, just to show you like exactly what I'm doing. Again, just a couple seconds left. Just spawn the next wave to make sure I always keep it active. And again, spawning it again. You can see it's wave 6 already. Let's get this precincts level 4, right? That should be fine. And then I'm gonna just upgrade my basic here, level 10. Alright, here we go. Strong, just one freezing on strong for the enemies, for the bosses. Wave 7, wave 8, right, and just keep having double time active. So you can see that my basic is already a lot higher level than before. My core is also more advanced because of the fact that I've been generating double the experience. My miners also have double speed, so they are also giving more experience to basic, and that's why of everything. And yeah, even freezings are gaining a bit more experience because of that. And you can see that it's wave 10, right? I'm spawning wave 10, and at this stage is when loot should become only legendary, if you remember from before. Here we go. And again, when you see that loot becomes only legendary, that's when you just click auto, right, and you just go on the wave. So let's try this last wave. Let's see. Loot is still not only legendary, so I'm gonna wait. Wave 11. Oops, I forgot here to be activated, and now you can see that loot is only legendary. It's like wave 12, but now look at the difference. The miner though, it's a 445. I've just paused the game now, but 445, right, a little bit earlier actually, that's when loot became only legendary. Remember before that it was 6 minutes? So like I saved 1 minute and 15 of gameplay, and like still having loot to become only legendary. That's the goal, right? That's the goal in waiting. But because of the fact that I've been actively collecting the loot and I've been exploiting this extra 25% actually drop rate of loot, I have reached the point in which at wave 13 loot becomes only legendary. But it took me less time to get there. So at the end of the day, that's a win, right? That's a win for in all scenarios. And look also at my core. At 445, I also got to the point in which I can get a ton of power. This upgrade is super useful because like it gives you a ton of power because your tower is like level 150, and your basic tower becomes very strong. It's already maxed out level, and remember, this is like wave 14. I haven't even reached the point in which the boss is coming out, and this is it. So you can see how this makes you save time. Yeah, I'm gonna be spawning ball lightnings because again, you're gonna be destroying the bosses early. And yeah, and I'm already collecting a lot of legendary loot, but in a shorter time. You can see that now the timer, like I've reached 6 minutes now, and I still have been collecting like only legendary loot for more than 1 minute. And yeah, that's the power of double time. And all of this is due to the fact that I was increasing permanently in all the early game the drop rate of loot by 25%. And yeah, so again, I'm gonna try to show you how here I'm getting even more stuff for the core, right? Before wave 60, I'm gonna be activating more ball lightnings for metaphor, and again, I will be playing until wave 74, 75, so until Brute spawns. Brute becomes like, it's a very tough boss, as like billions of HP. Yeah, here we go, that's Brute, and that's it. Once I destroy the enemies around it, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna call it a day, end the game. And now, of course, here I've been going slowly because I've been showing you everything, what to do. And so if you still calculate the efficiency, so the amount of bits earned in this amount of time is pretty bad. But if you go quickly, if you go fast, as I showed you, you're gonna see that the efficiency is even greater than the efficiency I showed you in yesterday's video. And you can see why that is, right? Because of the fact I started earning legendary loot before, like in less time. So it took me less time to reach the point in which I was earning only legendary. Still, the waves defeated are exactly the same, but the fact that it took me less time, you explain the benefits of double time. It took me less time to go get to only legendary loot. That's why in the total time is actually lower. And again, remember, this works on every single level, and I think especially when you have these bonuses on Bidis, this is especially useful because of the fact that you can use the double time strategy in the early game to still improve, right? To still be able to make your loot to become only legendary in less time, so you're reducing the total time. In the same way, you're exploiting the mechanics of like earning Bidis, because if the efficiency of Bidis is higher on custom map, then that means that it's higher everywhere. On any level that you might play, it's gonna always be higher. And of course, some levels are gonna have such a low percentage of the portal difficulty that it's gonna take like maybe 30 or 40 waves until loot becomes only legendary. So it might take some more time than what I've showed you before, and that's why like farming custom maps is actually the most efficient method. But still, it's something that you can use. Now, the only level in which this does not work is, ironically, 6.3. Why? Because in 6.3 there's only one wave. Only the boss is spawned from the portal. So that means that all these enemies that are sneaking through, that like are with each enemy that is spawned, you know, enemies become tougher and tougher and tougher, they get more HP, but all these enemies are not counted as waves. And so you can never call the next wave early, right? You can never call another wave, and so you can never use the double time effect. If we could use double time on 6.3, I'm pretty sure that 6.3 would become, would be once again the best level, the most efficient level in which to farm loot and beat this. But because you can't use double time on 6.3, well, that makes custom maps actually the best way to gain loot and to gain Bidis. And even like when you just want to earn Bidis and you want to exploit these bonuses, you know, that are going to be random on levels, you can even go for that and you can exploit the double time. So yeah, that was the video I wanted to make. So make sure you're gonna start using more double time now on your gameplays, especially for loot and to earn loot. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and see ya. Bye bye.